Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be another vlog style video, and we are starting off by going to the bank. We actually had a lot that we needed to get done, but the view from the bank was so beautiful. It sits on top of the Peninsula Hotel, and you get such a gorgeous skyline view of the Hong Kong Island side. And then for brunch, we went to I Square, which is just this huge building made up of mostly restaurants and food places. So it was just like a giant food court, and we had Shanghai food, and it was so good. I highly recommend it. After brunch, we walked on over to Sogo. We then walked on over to K11 Musea, which is different than K11 Art Mall. I've learned that a few times the hard way. We were actually trying to find the actual mall part, but we kept missing it, and it turned out to be this like a little escalator that we kept passing. We were walking like back and forth. We went to like the Rosewood Hotel, which is connected. We were down in the food court. We just couldn't figure out how to get to the mall part. But as you can see, this is such a pretty mall. I really love the design and architecture of this entire mall. Is probably one of my favorite malls. We finally found the mall. As you can see, it is so beautiful. I love the incorporation of plants and everything into the design along the walls, and it really feels like they're bringing the outdoor in. Just outside the mall is the promenade, and you can see where I stayed during quarantine at the Carry, and it also has a view of the Hong Kong Island side skyline. Just to give a little bit of a background, the opposite side is the Hong Kong Island side, and then the side that I am on is the Kowloon side. The Hong Kong Island side is a bit more historic, and it used to be where everybody lived, and then as they began to expand, people started moving out to the Kowloon side. So a lot of the more traditional and historic buildings are on the Hong Kong Island side. And back then, you could only cross using the ferry. So if you've seen my videos of quarantine at the Carry, you'll see one of the ferry terminals there. But there's underground tunnels now that allow all forms of transportation to really cross. So cars, motorcycles, bus, subways, they all pass underwater, under the ocean, to get to the other side. For dinner, we went to one of my favorite places, Shishiro, and as you can see, it's still as packed as ever. It's never not packed. So the next day we went to visit my cousin, who I haven't seen in over 2 years, and she actually recently gave birth to a daughter, Casey, and I was able to visit my other niece, Callie, as well, and it was just really nice seeing everyone. The next day, I just went to my favorite wonton noodle shop. It is one of my favorites. It's one of the places I took Andrew to when we visited a few years back. This is the ladies market. If you've seen my Instagram stories back in 2019 when I was in Hong Kong, and even on my highlight reels now, it's up there on my Instagram, you'll see how packed this place once was, and now because of the pandemic and the lack of traffic, vendors don't even bother setting up their store for the day, so it's now extremely empty. As you can see, there's a lot of empty lots. After that, I kind of lost contact with my mom, so I kind of did my own thing and just went to the Metro Plaza Mall. As you can see, they have like a giant ass emoji in there, and I'm obsessed. Here we are heading to Tai O. We had originally planned on hiking, but because of the heat warning and how hot it had gotten, we decided that we were just going to stick to the village, and we are switching from the subway to the coach bus now. Double-decker buses don't really go to Tai O because of the mountain terrain that you have to drive on. So right now we are just taking the coach bus all the way there. Here we are finally in Tai O, and it is a quaint little fishing village just outside of the city with different shops and seafood. They also offer scenic boat rides and an opportunity to walk up the mountain to see white Chinese dolphins, also called pink dolphins for the pinkish hue. These pink dolphins are an endangered species with only 32 estimated left in Hong Kong waters after a study was conducted back in 2020, compared to its population being over 1,700 back in 2003. There are many reasons as to why this is, but overfishing and habitat loss are just a few of them. Hong Kong in the recent years have also taken steps to combat situations like these, such as implementing things like a trawling ban back in 2012, and the ecosystems are actually showing significant improvements with both the sizes and population of these marine life growing. And I feel like this really shows how resilient our planet is, especially if we provide Mother Nature with the opportunity to do so. And a great documentary I found extremely informative regarding this topic is Seaspiracy on Netflix. I'm sure you've seen it all over social media, and if you haven't already, this is your sign to do so. You should definitely watch it. I highly recommend it. I've also listed a few websites below and just articles to read if you want to learn more about the topic. Okay, I just wanted to explain the behind the scenes of this look a little bit. So originally my mom had asked me to bring this hat for her to use, but she ended up buying another hat. So I didn't want to carry this hat around, and then I didn't bring a hair tie, so I ended up bunching up all my hair and shoving it into the top part of this hat, so it didn't even fit my head anymore. And after lunch, we went to the old, museum, this old showroom of traditional clothing and artifacts. And then this is a miniature scale of the Big Buddha. This was one of the things that Andrew and I actually wanted to see the last time we were here. ferry took us back to where the subway station begins again, so we can take the MTR into the city. So today also happened to be Andrew's birthday, so instead of going back to the hotel, I was going to FaceTime him at the promenade so I could also show him what the skyline looked like at night. I had planned on grabbing dinner while he grabbed breakfast so we could still dine together and celebrate together. I ended up at the K11 Art Mall instead of the K11 Museum. So I had to backtrack and walk back through the walkways to get to the mall. So Andrew and I ended up talking for a few hours. I just sat on those benches right there facing the water, and it was just really nice getting to catch up with him, catching up on our day and how it's been going for both of us being apart. It was also nice seeing his reaction to the few surprises I had planned for him, which really just made my day. Now I am just walking back towards the subway station, and because it's already midnight at this point, I had to take the long way around since the mall had closed. But I really didn't mind because the streets were very well lit and still filled with people, so it didn't seem sketchy at all. And I honestly really enjoyed this little scenic walk. And that concludes this vlog. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I really appreciate all the feedback that I've been getting through DMs and words of encouragement. I genuinely do appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I just want to say, if you haven't subscribed already, you definitely should, because I do intend on putting out more content with lifestyle, beauty, and vlog related videos. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, it's this exact same user handle at Little Miss Bijou. And I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.